Is sustenance not given to the divorced woman who has the children? Is she not entitled due to having children? I need to get my head around the question first and foremost. Is sustenance not given to the divorced woman? Let's take that first. Sustenance is given to the divorced woman, but the woman who is divorced on a third and final occasion, then no. The woman who is divorced on a first or a second occasion, then she receives sustenance and sukna throughout the waiting period. After the waiting period and they are completely divorced, then she does not receive sustenance or sukna except if she's pregnant or breastfeeding. Then she receives sustenance on that basis. Who has the children? Then that is something, ikhwan, that is returned or should return back to a court. That is, ordinarily, it is a decision that is made by a qadi and by a judge, as it relates to the affair of which is what is known as hadana, yani the hadana of the children or the custody of the children. The affair returns back to a judge. Yani, when there is a divorce, deciding who should have custody of the children and when is something that is discussed in front of a judge, and the determination is not made just on the basis of us just having a quick discussion and coming to an agreement. If we're able to agree and there isn't a problem, we've discussed, and there isn't any need for any external judge or any judgment between us, we've been able to agree and we're happy and we're able to work with that, khalas, if we come to an agreement. But as far as who has the children, then there are factors. Of course, if a woman marries again, then the husband or her ex-husband has most right to the children generally. If the children are young and breastfeeding and what have you, then the mother has most right to them generally. If the child is a boy and has reached the age of 10 or in some cases 7 years old, the Prophet ﷺ gave him takhyir, made him choose between his mother, made the child choose him themselves. If the child is a girl and it's 7 years old or older, then ordinarily the verdict would be given to the father, since he is the guardian of that girl who's going to give her away. There are certain general principles that the scholars mention, but each case, ikhwan, is taken upon its own merit. Those general principles are not acted upon absolutely. So if it is, for example, that the woman, she marries again, which would mean that the husband has most right for the children, but the husband's a crackhead, then he doesn't have right for the children any longer. Yani, there are certain factors and variables that will change how the determination is made. And so it is not possible, ikhwan, and it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Now, is she not entitled due to having children? I mean, I'll just scratch that it's a bit of an oxymoron, that is, isn't it, ikhwan? Is she not entitled due to having children? How can you have right over a child until the child is born? And the child is not born unless a mother gives birth to that child, generally. So why would her giving birth to the child now remove her right for custody? Yani, the origin, as we mentioned, is that these scenarios, these situations are looked at and taken upon their own merit. Now, in relation to this issue, there was a clarification. The issue of if she's not entitled due to having children, actually, what was intended was, what she was saying was, does the divorce pose a risk due to having children? I think what was intended was, if they have children, does the woman receive sustenance? That is, after the divorce, what is the affair in relation to the children? That is an issue, again, that ordinarily returns back to the judgment of a judge. The children, the sustenance of the children does return back to the husband. That is the origin. the children that are breastfed, primarily, there is no dispute concerning that. There is some discussion around the children who are older than the age of breastfeeding, but what is most categorical is that the origin is that sustenance of those children until they come of age is upon the father of those children. That is the origin and the asl. That is the origin and the asl. Of course, they are the children of both of them, of both individuals. So that does not now mean if the father is not carrying out his responsibility that the children are going to be neglected. No, if you're able, and you have a situation where the father is neglecting his responsibility, then the children still have to be taken care of. But the origin na'am is that the custody upon the nafaqa of the children are upon the husband with those children who have not yet come of age.